Hello and welcome back to the farm. This is a follow-up video to the art of composting, which I've allowed this to sit all summer and all winter and checked on it early spring when I started doing my seed starting. And you can see the material is already ready to go. And one way to tell is by the color of the soil, which has a more darker presence. The other way is if it resembles anything. Now, if you're wondering about the wood bits, the sticks, there's a lot of carbon in here, so it takes a very long time for this to break down. That's okay. So let's say that if you are having issues with your compost pile taking too long to break down, go ahead and grow any type of glass container that you can seal with water. Doesn't have to be heated. You can let the water absorb the ambient temperature from the pile itself, and the idea behind that is to allow more temperature to come in, artificially stimulate the temperature of the pile to bring in the dermophilic bacteria that can help break down the material faster. Now, if you're just using a simple system where it's just one and you're adding a food scraps in consistently, you don't need to worry about the water bottles unless you have diseased plants and weeds. Then you definitely need to get it above 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, once you have made your pile, you have a couple applications. First application is you run some type of screen material over the compost and let the compost filter out and throw the bigger pieces back into a new compost pile. Or you can apply this as a mulching agent for your pre-existing plants. And I will show you that here in a second. As you can see right here. Now, this was mounted up, and the idea here is this will allow the plant to have more nutrients and soil to grow into, enlarging the root base. Second thing is this will act as a mulching agent to reduce weeds around the base of the plant. Apologize for the noise, there's a trash pickup across the street. And as an added benefit, this will allow the temperature of the plant to remain cooler in the hotter days. And as you can see, this plant right here, as I get my finger out of the way, is already blooming. Now, if you don't want your tomato plants to bloom this small, you can pinch the plants off. I always just let them grow. There's no reason to start pinching flowers off. This means I have an earlier season. And yes, this plant has compost in the soil that I made for when I transplanted the plant into a bigger pot. And that's the two main applications I can think of. Otherwise, you can just spread it as a mulch across your top of the soil. It's still going to act perfectly fine. If you think about it in the natural, if this was unedited by humans, this would naturally break down into compost. This takes a very long time. So that's just some of the applications you can use. But I would definitely say that if you're having issues with your compost pile not heating up, to start adding water bottles into the pile, and that will speed up the process. And yes, I actually have peppers on my pepper plants growing right now, which is insane because I've never had plants respond this well this early, because I've never been able to make a batch of compost before. So it's definitely worth pursuing if you're having temperature issues. If you're finding you have a lot of weeds in your compost, that temperature of 140 degrees will kill the compost disease material, the weedy seeds. You want between 140 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit is your target. I always say stay at 140 because it's easier to manage. This has been Tulsa Urban Farmer. Thanks for joining. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button to let other people be exposed to the video, the material. Also, feel free to sub to this channel if you like more of this content. But this has been Tulsa Urban Farmer. Thanks for joining, and I'll catch you in the next video.